Firstly, David, first interview back after Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah. It's a football Christmas. You get Christmas Day at home. Because of the circumstances of the players, in terms of, I think I said before Christmas, if they're all young and single and live close, then you'd have them in, because it's the right thing to do. But because we've got plenty of travellers and plenty of people who live away, then it's the right thing to do. So yeah, I had Christmas Day at home and with my family, and had a nice meal and nice time. Quite relaxing. And yeah, ready for the game on Boxing Day, which was good as well.
Yeah, it was an ideal late Christmas present, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought the lads just really equipped themselves well. I thought we were a better team throughout the game, bar from sort of 80 minutes to 90 minutes. Then I thought we saw the game out quite well after that, for the 7 minutes of injury time. And we've dominated probably 90% of the game. Even if we didn't have all the ball at all the times. It was one of them games where you never felt they were going to carve us open. We made a mistake in the first half that allowed them a chance, and then they score from a set piece. But other than that, you're going, I'm not really sure. We didn't feel in much danger, and we knew that we did have lots of opportunities, and we should have, if there's one criticism, we should have scored more goals and put the game to bed a bit earlier. But look, it was another win. A good performance, solid performance. It's 2 home wins in the last 3. So we're addressing that, and we're still sort of in the mix, if you like, along with what seems like everyone else in the division.
That's it. It was a bit of a frustrating first half from some people's perspective. I mean, people saying that we could have scored, but ultimately it's a points game. We got 3 points, didn't we? Yeah,
I think that's a fair assessment. I think we should have had more in product in the first half. It was just a case of timing of runs, timing of release, a misplaced pass here or there, making the wrong decision, not being ruthless enough, etc. You're trying to address that at half time in the limited time that you have to spend with the lads, and just sort of try and focus what the actual purpose is in those situations. And like I say, I thought in the second half we were much better at that, and that's what ultimately won us the game. Can we do that in the first half and the second half before the game kicks off, and have that mindset? Then hopefully that's the plan. We've got to keep chipping away at creating more goals, creating more scoring opportunities so that we do score more goals. That's always the plan. And like I say, I thought in the second half we were more ruthless. We looked like we were going to score goals. Greeny's blazed one over from quite a tight angle, but he should score. And we've had lots of other opportunities to create, and we haven't quite done it. But at the same time, we scored 2 good goals and could have had a few more. So, like I say, it's another step in the right direction, and another 3 points.
It's good from your perspective as well. You made 3 changes from Swindon, 2 of which scored, including Evan, so I'm sure you're delighted for him.
Yeah, I didn't really see it like that, and it's certainly not about me or any changes that I make or don't make, that's for sure. It's about the players. It's always about the players. Obviously, yeah, I'm delighted for Evan. With he's one swallow and all the rest of it doesn't make a summer. But sometimes the first goal's the hardest. I had a boy at Crewe called Charlie Kirk. It took him 50 odd games to score his first goal because he didn't want to get in the box. Ev's different. He can get in the box, but he didn't understand. Actually, the purpose is when you get there is to score a goal, is to shoot, is to head it on target, etc. And just changing that little mindset and working on 1 or 2 technical things with his shooting and etc. Will help him and stand him in good stead. Whether that's in the next game, next week, next month, next 10 years of his career, because he's got good techniques. And he can be a really important player for us. He showed that on Saturday, because I thought his all-round game was excellent, and to cap it off with his first goal, I'm delighted for him, really, because he works his socks off. He's a great kid. He's got a really good attitude, and he wants to get better and he wants to improve. And you've seen that throughout this season. Not just because he scored a goal it's not accumulation or just one. It's a one-off. He's done ever so well this season. He's come on leaps and bounds, and my job as a head coach is to improve the players. I think that's a big part of my role, to coach them to be better players, to work on areas that will benefit them, whether it's, again, this game, this football club even, so that we can get better as a team, and he's done that really well since I've been at the club, really. So yeah, we're delighted for him.
It says a lot about his character, I think, as well. Having those games out, coming back and sort of netting his first goal is the perfect response that you want to see from him, sort of coming out of the team and then coming back in.
Yeah, look, I said to him, I said, look, you're on a bit of a breather. He played a lot of games. He hadn't played that many games ever in his whole career, and he'd earned the shirt. He'd warranted his place in the team. But at the same time, he doesn't want to lose his edge, that physical output that he's got. And we wanted to give him a little bit of a breather at the first opportunity. We couldn't up until whatever it was, the 19th game, because we had that many injuries in midfield. And credit to him, he was still going, and he's had a little breather, and he obviously played on Saturday, and he did well, and he scored. So we've now got the luxury of being able to make the odd change, to freshen things up. And when you do that, you want to see players come back in the team with renewed vigour and energy, and maybe a little bit of a point to prove. I don't mind that at all. And Ev did all that. So, like I say, we've took a bit of time to work on a few things with him that will make him more effective. To sort of showcase what he does between both boxes and in our own box, really. It sort of goes under the radar a little bit, but when he gets in there, go on, be really ruthless, and that little bit will make him an even better player.
Yeah, it helps when he's running onto sort of a perfectly weighted, well-delivered ball by Jayden Luca. He got 2 assists, and he's a very young player, very raw player. You must be delighted with his contribution, because he's really adding the benefit in the final third now, isn't he?
Yeah, when we spoke to Michael Doyle, who had him at Woking last year, he couldn't speak highly enough of him. I spoke to Mick Harford a few times already at Luton, and they really like him. So, when people enthuse about players, you think you're onto a good one. And he's come in. He's only a young kid. He's a great character. If there's one thing, he doesn't really know how good he is yet. So he's really humble. It's all just one of them to him, which is not a bad thing. But at the same time, he's still got lots to do. Can he score more goals, for example? He should have scored on Saturday, at least one. But then he's got 2 assists, and if he keeps getting assists and goals and works on getting more goals, then he's going to be some player. I hope he's enjoying his time here. I think he is. We're working hard to improve him as well, and he's another one that has already shown that if we give him I won't say freedom, the framework, I think it's a better word, to play well, to showcase his talents, to not inhibit him in any way. It's hard for young players. Cam Garn on Saturday, come through our academy if you like. Although he joined later on, but come through our academy. You don't want to place too many restrictions on them. You want them to be able to play free. Clear instructions, but not restrictive instructions where they have to think about it, because when you have to think, you slow down. So you run not less necessarily, but later, whereas the defender's already got there or whatever. So we're trying to bring things in, but at a pace where it doesn't inhibit their output. That's always tricky, but that's the challenge for us with Jayden and Cameron. So yeah, I'm pleased with both their performances really on Saturday.
Perfect. Port Vale coming up next as well. About our last game of 2024. They're on a poor run of form at the moment. They haven't won in their last 6 league games. Do you feel that this could potentially make them a more dangerous side now they're coming to us?
Yeah, I think if you look at the league table, I think what you would assess or surmise from it is that anyone can beat anyone. So form doesn't really tell you anything this year, if truth be told. maybe Walsall is an outlier. Even the bottom teams have all beaten each other, maybe on a less regular basis, but they can. We were a victim of that a couple of weeks ago because we didn't turn up, and if you don't turn up, you'll get beat. So as much as I can say, yeah, their form is, we might be playing them at a good time, I also think that there's never a good time to play the biggest spenders in the league, because that's exactly, they've got an unbelievable squad, they've got an unbelievable set of players, they've got a manager who's managed at a much higher level, so they know the way around, they know what they're doing. However, if we turn up, if we play how we know we can play, we'll give anyone a game, and that's what we've got to do. I was listening to Thomas Frank in the car on the way over this morning about how he's got unshakable belief that it doesn't matter whether he's playing Bournemouth at home or Man City away, he believes he's going to win the game. And I'm no different. Whether it's Port Vale, Harrogate, it doesn't really matter. And I think when we've got a group of players who believe that, and we've got to match that belief with output. And if we do, then like I said, we will run anyone close, and that's what this division is this year.
Yeah, and we're in a position where we've earned ourselves, with our hard work. We're on 34 points, I think. If we get the 3 points, we draw level with Port Vale. So
yeah, look, I think I was saying to someone this morning, if we're 6 games to go, we're in a very similar position, and you'd probably take that right now. I'm not sure whether Port Vale would, but we would, because you can end up winning 4 or 5 of the last 6 and going up, because it's so tight. So we can all look at the table now, bang on halfway after the game tomorrow, and come to some conclusions. We're halfway through nearly, and we've got to make sure that our second half of the season matches or exceeds the first half. And if we do that, then us, along with 10, 12 other teams, have got a great chance. That's the challenge. That's the challenge going forward. And like I say, if we can match Port Vale's output, because as sure as eggs are eggs, they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Then we won't be far off ourselves.
Yeah. And lastly, it's like I said, another opportunity to get back to BP, our final game of 2024. I think the fans really showed their support at the final whistle, chanting your name and showing their support to the players and stuff, which I'm sure you're looking forward to getting back to another packed out stadium. It's going to be a good gate, I'm sure. Yeah,
I saw Steve Wraith, who does all our numbers after the game, all the finances, and he was saying that the crowd on Boxing Day was a good crowd for a Boxing Day crowd for us. Exceeded expectations with the races on down the road, etc. And Sunday will be no different. And in fact, it'll be even more, because Port Vale will bring more than 160 fans, kind of thing. I just hope the fans who I'd say that the Osmond were great on Saturday. They were starting off lots of chants, and we need that. We need that. We're not, runaway leaders. We're not the team that I want us to be yet. We'll never be a yet, really. It'll always be a work in progress. But we need every one of us, and that includes the fans. So we appreciate all the support. We appreciate them coming in big numbers. I know the away fans have had lots to cheer about, and the home fans not so much, but I don't think there's that much difference between the wins at home and away. There might be 1 or 2 more away. So I think we've got to make sure that the narrative is put into a bit of perspective, and people come to BP and win, lose or draw, understand that we're trying for the football club, for them, for the area, for the community. And I don't think anyone can question that. We've showed a dramatic improvement in a little over a year. To go from 21st to 8th and level on points with playoff positions is a decent return in a year. And we want everyone to come on board with us. This isn't previous regimes, previous ownerships, previous managers. We're heading in the right direction. It might be slower than some people want, and I get that. But we are heading in the right direction, and we want everyone to come to BP and enjoy it. Bring the voices, take the gloves off so we can hear them clap and cheer. Don't look at the phones, look at what's on the pitch and get right behind us. I don't think any of the boys have complained about any of the atmospheres at home. They haven't. But they've also mentioned the away atmospheres, which sort of says, why haven't you mentioned the home atmospheres? So it's like, come on, let's all, because we all want the same thing. No one hurts more than us, myself, the players, when it doesn't go right. And hopefully we'll have an even better 2025 than we've had 2024. And if we do, then we'll, if we rise another, whatever it is, 15 places, we're not going to be, hopefully we'll have even better atmospheres going forward.
Perfect. Thank you, David.
Thank you.